considering my choice, that was one of the first things he asked me, like, do you believe that a man can lead without God? And it threw me a loop a little bit. Like, I really thought, like, I don't even want to say thoughts. It's not, no. I dwelled on that.
Hey, what's up, people? It's your girl, It's Just Alex with my husband, Kites.
How y'all doing?
And today we're going to be reacting to Marvin and Alexis Catch with Arlette Amuli. For those of you that remember the episode, Marvin was the gentleman that said he was studying multiple religions.
Oh, okay.
And Alexis was the one in the green dress.
Okay. So this is gonna be interesting.
So hopefully they actually went on a date, because a lot of the contestants haven't been going on dates.
No, that's a fact. Hey, by the way, Discord's open. Come chat with us. Come hang out with us. Also, with the merch, we want to test out another piece of clothing, so we're gonna get that and we'll wear it on some of these videos to test it out. For the Fraud Watch shirts, we really want to make sure that we get you guys like material that's like really comfortable. I don't want to give you guys something that's gonna be like, you know, paper thin, but Alex is taking care of that. Like, she takes care of everything. Shout out to my lovely wife Alex, who does all the background stuff. But that's enough rambling. Let's get into this video. Marvin and Alexis Catch Up by Arlette Amuli.
Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. It's your host Arlette and we are here today.
Dang. He looked a lot darker on the Pop the Balloon thing. I guess that was just the lighting.
No, he looks the same color to me.
Oh,
he got on black though too.
Oh yeah.
With Alexis and Marvin. How we feeling today, y'all?
Good.
Okay.
Good.
Yeah, we chilling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great to hear. So we saw that you two ended up matching when we had you on episode 7 of Pop the Balloon or Find Love. So is it going to be a yes for you for him?
I would say he already is.
He looks a little darker.
Yes for you for her?
Yeah.
We got a match! All right, I'll take this mic and you guys can go on
She's
off.
getting her own spinoff.
You said what?
She's getting her own spinoff.
Who?
I think her name is Ashley, the one in the all gray tube top dress. With the dreads.
Oh, she gonna get like
she gets her own. She's getting her own little show, like how Terrence got his spinoff.
Oh,
yeah, she's getting one too.
Oh, because she's been on the show 2 times now, right?
Not that I know of, but I just know she's
apparently she was on episode 1, I think.
Yeah, we're gonna watch episode 1 today too.
Oh, okay. We doing a double feature?
Yeah, might as well.
Okay.
They had episode 10.
Hey, DG, welcome to the flock, man. Appreciate you. Also, shout out James, our channel member. He's been a dedicated channel member for like 3 months now. Shout out to you, James.
All right, so since then, you know, we've seen the video has done pretty well. I've seen it all over Instagram, TikTok, what you name it. How has it been for you all, like, you know, since that point, like with comments, DMs, whatever it is?
It's been a lot, but not in like a overwhelming way. But shout out to y'all, because I did get a lot of like followers and whatnot, but not really too much on the responding to people, if you will. A lot of them are like really strange pages. But some people was just like, hey, I love what you had to say and things like that, like your personality or whatnot. But it's been pretty cool.
Okay, cool. Marvin, what about yourself?
I'll say about the same. Like some weird people reaching out, but you know, I mean, that's the internet, right? That's Instagram.
Yeah.
But yeah, there were people also reaching out saying like, hey, cool, I liked your personality, you know, or you know, the opposite. But again, that's just how it is, right? So,
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
And then so just for us to get to know you guys just a little bit, if you want to let us know about yourself, Marvin, we'll start with you.
Sure. So in the Air Force, been in the Air Force for 10 years. I do personal
Thank you for
training.
your service.
Shout out to everybody in the serving their countries, man. Thank y'all for y'all service.
Also do image consulting.
Okay.
So yeah.
How did you get into like image consulting? I guess that's a little different.
So it's kind of a long story, but I guess to condense it. So for my first tour, I went to Japan, right? And so when I went there, I really got into fashion. Went to the UK after that. That's also a fashion capital.
Yeah.
And I really found myself in like my style when I went to those 2 countries, right? And
Okay.
through that, I started helping my friends dress. They saw that I dressed well. So I think that it eventually just became something that I wanted to do anyway. Like it just came naturally to me, you know?
Pretty cool.
And like 2 years ago, I started to do it for real. And yeah, started helping people out.
Nice.
Like, I was going to say, so it's not just like dressing, right? So when people think of like image, they just think of like the physical part, but it's also just how you present yourself overall, how you smell, just, you know,
all aspects.
and how you just present yourself in certain situations. So
I think that's pretty cool. I feel like everybody could use an image consultant. I feel like there's a lot of people that like they just need somebody to give them that one little like thing that can really amplify how they carry themselves and stuff like that. So yeah, all right, man, that's a good little.
It's hard to gauge like what you want to look like for yourself because you look at yourself every day, so you can't see yourself branching out and getting into other pieces of clothing or other pieces of like cologne, perfume, or whatever the case may be. But somebody else will easily be able to tell you like you'll look good in this. They always tell you like whatever color you look good in, that's your signature color.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. No, I feel that.
if you're like at a dinner party, if you're at a work function, if you're on a date, there are different things you're going to do for each of those situations, right?
Okay.
You know?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And now, how long have you been in the military?
10 years now.
Wow.
Mm.
You've been in the military for quite a long time. Do you enjoy it?
I would say it's like a love-hate relationship, right? So there are definitely times where I'm just like, man, I can't do this anymore. But I mentioned before that I traveled the world. You know, I met a lot, like my best friends that I still are friends with today. I met them through the Air Force. So there's positives there. So, you know, it's like it's a give and take.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. And then, so kind of like on the show, something that was brought up a lot in the episode that you guys were on was religion. And so, Alexis, you had initially popped your balloon for Marvin, but then you asked for that balloon back. So, I guess a lot of people were in the
You
comments.
could tell he was in the military, bro. You could tell because
The
he ain't got no facial expression.
Yeah, the stone face expression. My boy locked in, man.
Saying like, oh, you know, she should have stuck with, you know, her religion, stating her truth, all that stuff. How do you feel about that?
It's very interesting you brought that up. So just to speak on that, I feel like I don't have the heaven and hell to put nobody in, right? So I try not to be like a very judgmental person. I'm getting super nervous, but so for the most part, like I think like I popped the balloon before I really understood like what his reason was, and it's not that like he doesn't know God; he knows exactly who God is. I just think that he's still trying to seek him. Now, something that I had spoke to him about, like a part of me is like, I kind of gravitated towards him because I wanted to pick his brain. Like I wanted to understand him a little bit more. And then just to kind of see where his walk was, where his journey was before I just was like, no, I'm not going to do that because he doesn't believe in God, right? Like, what does your journey look like? In addition to that, I feel like I also gravitated to him because there's like a scripture, I don't know the exact one, but like if you should fall into transgression, right, you're supposed to restore somebody with gentleness. So I was like, okay, well, let me figure him out and then see like maybe some of the conversations that we have, if I share like my testimonies with him, hypothetically, like that may
Might enlighten him.
help him want to see God. You know what I'm saying? But it was just, my approach was different. Like I didn't want to necessarily change his mind, but I did want to figure out who he was.
Okay.
Okay. I get what she's saying.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, Jesus didn't save a lot of people in the church. He saved people outside the church. And that's because
where they're at.
Yep, you have to reach them where they're at. That doesn't mean when you're out there reaching them that you have to become like them.
Right.
But hey, welcome to the family, man. Hey, but it's just all about, that's why I say, like, even when we watched the Dr. Elam recap or his exposing the Pop the Balloon, he spoke about his mother not fighting him on wanting two bisexual women on his relationship. And I said it was better that she took a step back instead of trying to cram belief down his throat, because sometimes it's not that people aren't meant to receive the message or hear the message. It's the timing on whether or not their heart is ready to receive that message.
That and God gives us free will. Not free will to do whatever we want to do per se, but we still do it anyway. But free will to ultimately choose his path, his guidance, his direction. So a lot of times when people do kind of like force feed religion, it turns into resentment.
Right.
So you can never reach somebody that resents the word of God or resents God in general. So you just you have to meet them where they're at sometimes.
Yeah.
I can see that. Okay, and then Marvin, and another thing that was coming up a lot in the comments was people were like, dang, was Marvin excited to match with Alexis? He didn't even crack a smile, like anything like that. What was going on with that?
So I just want to state first that I was very nervous walking onto that stage. Like as soon as I turned the corner, got on stage, I'm like, oh man, like there's all these people on stage. I just never been in that position, right? You know, the camera's on me, everyone's eyes are on me, so you know I have my nerves, and like when my nerves are showing, I just kind of have like a blank face, so I don't show any emotion, you know. But there's a lot going on in my head, trust me, you know. So it wasn't that I wasn't excited, but yeah, just nervous, that's all.
Okay.
And I was glad that we did match.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Okay. Glad you're able to clear that up. I had to watch it back. I was like, what are people talking about? I was like, dang, Marvin really didn't smile.
No, that's just been like a thing my whole life, right? Like I just don't show that much emotion with my face until I get comfortable and I get to know people, right? And then like, you know, as you see, like we don't have a huge crowd. Like it's not like 10 girls in front of me now. It's just us. So I'm chill. It's like a more chill environment, so I can be more of myself.
I can see that. Okay.
Okay, that's fair. I think that's fair.
And then something else that kind of came up that's a little controversial in the comments.
Okay.
So when you were on there, none of the balloons were popped on you.
Okay.
So I had asked you, okay, you got to pop 2 balloons.
Right.
And people in the comments are saying, oh, he popped the 2 dark-skinned girls' balloons first.
Why do y'all do that?
Oh.
Y'all make everything about... Y'all so colorist. What? Why?
You know, I try to summarize it and try to like find examples of it, but it's kind of this colorist thing it's beyond even the last like 200 years.
Yeah.
It's way back to like BC era and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Look at how China was back then. It's like if you had the whiter your skin was,
the more pure and
valuable
you were.
Exactly. And that's just China. Imagine how all these other regions did it. So it's just, it sucks that we are a product of centuries of misguidance towards color and pigmentation and race and all that. This is stuff that it's ingrained into us, not by nowadays our choice, but it's still there. It sucks.
All this stuff. You want to elaborate on that? Like,
sure. I mean, you know, people are gonna think what they want to think, right? That always happens on YouTube shows, you know, so on and so forth. It had nothing to do with the color of their skin. It didn't. Just wasn't attracted to them, and also, you know, those weren't the only 2 dark-skinned women on the show, right? The other girl that was on there, I think her name was Ashley. And then she also found her attractive, but didn't pop on her, you know, but she was also dark-skinned. So it had nothing to do with the color of their skin. I love black women. That's why I'm on. Period. I was on the show. Because I wanted to date black women. So, you know.
Okay, it was just coincidence.
It was a coincidence, you know. It's great, but you know, people are gonna, you know, put pieces together that they want to put together, right? Like you can make any kind of, you can put whatever narrative together that you want, and that's what happened, and that's life.
I see.
You know.
All right, cool. So the main question, y'all know, it's my favorite part.
All right,
it's so giddy.
Yep. Here's the big thing. Did they go on a date?
I'm gonna say yes.
I hope so, because we only got 3 successful or 2. I think it's 3 now.
I'm gonna say yes, because I mean he's a military guy. Military people don't like wasting their time. They're prompt and they own their stuff. So like
All right. Since you guys matched on the show, has there been a date?
I'll take it. But yes, there has been a date.
I told you.
Good
so
job.
that's 3.
That's 4, I think. I think that's the 4th one. If you're not counting Sean, that's 3.
It was really, really cool. It was actually right after the show, like literally after we met. She was like, "Hey, what you about to do after this? I was like, I was actually going to go home. He was like, let me take you on a date. And I was like,
I love it, Marvin. I love it.
no pressure. There we go. But no, it was really, really cool. We went to a Sky Bar. Was it called Sky Bar?
Yeah.
Sky Bar Rooftop.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was nice.
Everybody went to rooftops.
Y'all didn't call Ishmael?
Is that going to be a running joke with this whole show?
It has to be.
Because Ishmael is the only one who really wanted to go on a rooftop date. And he is the only one that has not set foot on the rooftop. Everybody else been to the rooftop. Did y'all just go without that man?
Well, he's many episodes before them.
It don't matter.
But the running joke is funny because everybody after him has gone to this rooftop dinner.
Is it the same rooftop?
I don't know, bro.
What the freak going on? Ishmael, bro, hit them people up, man. They owe you some bread, man.
What?
They owe him
But
something.
the wind was like really, really crazy. So we wound up going to it was what was it, Cornish Pasty Co., something like that, like right across the street. But it gave us the opportunity to like get to know each other. And just for the people out there that swears that he doesn't smile and this that, he is pure comedy. Pure comedy.
Thank you.
Pure comedy. He is. But we definitely, spent time like getting to know each other and whatnot. And we kind of talked about religion a little bit. I learned a few things like about him. So that's what made me feel like, okay, like I knew I gravitated towards him because it wasn't that like he didn't know who God was. He's on his own journey.
Yeah.
But for the most part, he's interesting. He's cool.
Okay. All right, Marvin.
She over here defending me. I like that.
I love it.
like
no,
Because
I'm not a
people will
Stone
make,
Cold killer.
like if you give them a story, they'll run with it. But you don't really know people like off of a show.
Yeah, literally.
Yep, and that's true, but it's also a double-edged sword because people are only going to be able to react to what they see.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm glad that she got to know him, but it's like the internet's going to grab a story and run with it, and it's just because the story is the only thing that the internet has. We'll never get to, meet him. Well, I mean, I don't want to say never because you never know who you run into. But even if you do run into him, meet him, it's not like he's going to sit down and have a 30-minute discussion about his what he said on the show with you, But I do feel you, though. It is good. I'm happy that she has nothing but praises to sing about him so far.
I think the problem with people, it's okay to react to people's actions and how they, do things and all that kind of stuff. But when you start like throwing labels onto them, like calling that man a colorist is insane.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yep. And before y'all try to say, oh, y'all are hypocritical for saying that because we call Dr. Elam Dr. Evil, we did give him the fair benefit of the doubt of hearing what he had to say. So.
And that's a joke. That's from Austin Powers.
Yeah, we call it. Yeah, that's why. Powers. If you go back through the episodes, every time I say Dr. Evil, look at what she does. She goes like this. It's an Austin Powers joke.
So, how was that first date for you?
I thought it was great. And, and just to talk about like when we went to the date, like right afterwards, I feel like, well, I don't know what other people do, like what after they get off the show, right? But I mean, she's already there in front of me. Why not go on the date right there?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I'm kind of a person that wants to have forward momentum, and kind of, I don't want it to go to waste.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, because who knows? Because I'm in Tucson, right? And she's in Phoenix. She's busy. I'm busy, and it's like why not just kind of get to know each other like on a deeper level, right then and there.
Yeah,
we're already dressed up.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, but the date was great.
Okay.
Like she said, we went to Sky Bar and it was really windy. Like there was, I don't know, it was like a tsunami that came through, like, or a hurricane that came through, like right then and there. But, yeah, then we went to the next bar and like we really got into just life stuff. We just talked about everything. And that honestly, that made me way more attracted to her at that point because I just really got to see her personality.
Yeah.
She's a really sweet soul, easy to talk to. Yeah, all that kind of stuff, So I enjoyed the first date.
Nice.
I did, yeah.
Okay. And has there been any other dates since that point?
There hasn't. And so we were supposed to go on a hike. Didn't end up going through, but just to kind of, I'll say my partner, obviously. You can say part too. But we were like, I called her and, and I was just kind of talking to her more about the religious aspects. And I was like, hey, I don't want to lead you to believe that this is going to be like a whole thing where I shift my religion in this relationship, or like it's gonna happen like immediately. So I didn't want to like I didn't want to paint a picture that wasn't there, I suppose. So I was like, you know, if it happens, cool. I think that it'll happen if it needs to, but I just wanted to put that out there. And if that was something that she was really looking for, if that was something that was really important to her, I just wanted to let her know that I wasn't going to just change that part of me fundamentally to, you know what I'm saying? And so,
it's a lot of and
you know, and she agreed with that, you know, like if it doesn't work because of that, that's fine. So yeah, that's,
Yeah. So just to add to that, like I really appreciated the transparency. So he did give me a call, and he was like, "Yeah, so you know, we actually going to cancel this date." And I was like, "Dang, that's crazy." But it was okay. He let me know literally like maybe like an hour or two before, but it's okay.
Oh my gosh.
So we spoke about it, and then like he just was real honest about like, hey, like it was weighing on his heart for a while, and he was just like, "I don't really want to like string you along, if you will," and I appreciated that. But something was also weighing on my heart too, and I'm just gonna. Do you care? I speak about it, okay? Because I don't want to violate you, but
respectful. She asked. I don't think it's anything bad.
It was.
I think it was probably an intimate moment. Cause
okay.
Yeah.
I felt like him and I had spoken. I was like, you know, it's not. I had to stop trying to fix everybody. Like, not to say he needs to be fixed, right? But like that's the nurturer in me. Like I always try to like fix people, and it was like that is not your job. Now granted, if what him and I have spoke about, you know, or testimonies that I've shared with him makes him change his mind, then like okay, not necessarily change his mind, because I don't want to say that, I don't want to use those choice of words, but I more so want to say like if it gives him a different perspective and changes his walk, then you know that'll be okay. But I was like, it's kind of unfair to myself, if you will, to like wait around for that. So we kind of spoke about it and just was okay with being like friends and really getting to know each other for the most part. Like I'll still talk to you, hang out with you,
of course,
you know, whatever the case may be. But I appreciated his transparency, and it kind of weighed on my heart too, a little bit for about a week. It just was like, don't go in it for the wrong reasons. Like you're going to wrap yourself around fixing him, and he doesn't want to be fixed, and you're not broken. I don't want to say that.
No, of course, no, I know.
But I'm like, you shouldn't be doing that. So it was like I had to kind of detour, but be okay with like still being his friend. So he had texted me a little bit before the second date, and he was like, you know, how interested are you in like really seeing where this goes? And I was honest with him, like I really am more so interested in getting to know who you are as a person. And then before I just be like, okay, let's jump into the next thing. Then, you know, so I think we spend a lot of time like texting and talking to each other to figure each other out. But I think we both respect each other and where we are. So
okay, so
there's a lot of maturity.
The self-reflection is crazy. I love it. It's
a lot of maturity. This is by far one of the most mature conversations that have happened on this show, to the point where I'm not interjecting or I'm not saying anything, because honestly, there's nothing for me to jump in and chime in on. I agree with the whole how the conversation goes. I don't believe in cramming belief down people's throats. And I also don't believe in, if you know that this person is not going to line up with you spiritually and go in the way that you should go with Christ, you should never abandon your relationship with God and Christ just for the benefit of having a partner. Because just the same way that God gives you breath in your lungs, why do you not have the faith that God will also give you a partner that is going to be the exact thing you need? So don't chase after things just because it's convenient. Wait, be patient. I got lucky. I always said I wanted to get married, have a kid, have houses, right? My entire middle school through high school, all that, I would get in a relationship with chicks, and then the relationship would end a week later because my family would step in and be like, nah, you're not allowed to date. You're not supposed to date. And then finally, when I got into college, first person I date, boom, and it was done. Perfect match, everything. Energy was off the charts, everything. God answered my prayer right then and there. But I had to go through all those moments of getting frustrated because my family would always step in and stop the relationship from happening. But realistically, if I would have went with those women that I was dating in those middle school, high school eras and all that, they were definitely not the right influence for me at all. And it was not going to work.
So from the conversation you guys had, it's more so like on a friend level? Is that what I'm getting? Or
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see. So there's no like future dates planned.
If we meet up, we meet up, and
Right.
if it goes from there, that's cool, right?
Right.
But I just think that because she already spoke about like this was weighing on her heart too, right? So we need to be in a place where we're completely accepting each other.
I see.
Yeah.
And I think if it's not at that point, then we can't actually establish a relationship to where we can get to know each other on a deeper level, because there will always be that thing in the back of our head where we're like, okay, when is he, gonna start being religious, or like first like, okay, when is she gonna accept me for where I am at right now? Although it's like we both accept each other, but we don't want to put ourselves in that kind of situation in a relationship, you know.
It's straight. It's straight.
And I'm just glad that's a mutual respect on both ends. So I really respect you for that. I'm glad that you heard me out, throughout all this, honestly. So yeah.
You're welcome. Likewise.
Yeah.
Look, this is we talked about it. We was like, we're not about to be messy and do all that stuff.
Absolutely
We're not
no.
doing that. I'm about to be 30 years old. I don't have time.
I'm like, we're not doing
No,
that.
we're not doing that. But
Okay.
I think that he's awesome though. I would definitely like hang out with him and get to know
Yeah.
him. I think, and then like we both like traveling the world. Like so,
Okay.
who's to say I might invite you on a trip?
I was
Just
gonna say
saying.
y'all can be
Hey.
travel buddies.
All right.
Listen, you got to
Go.
be able to hang. I'm telling you that.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, it's good that you guys did give it a try. Like, even though,
Yeah.
as we all know, like religion is a very big aspect when it comes to relationships. So if that's something where it's like, oh, you're gonna try to like fix
Right.
him, or whatever it is,
Right.
that I can see where you guys would come to that, agreement where it's
Right.
like, okay,
And I just want to be like transparent, like, because a lot of people was tearing us up on that show. But I'm like, look, like at the end of the day, like I'm not perfect. None of us are perfect. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like I know what my spirit is. I know what I feel. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not going to like try to degrade him or anything like that, because that's what a lot of them was doing in the comments. But it's just like, okay, I respect your current walk. Everybody's been not to say I want to be very, very careful with my words,
I know,
but not to say
broken.
that you're like lost, but like
Yeah.
you're trying to seek his face on your own. You know what I'm saying? And I can't hold your hand through it. I can talk to you about it all day long. So I just wanted to respect them and not like shove it down his throat. Like, hey, you need to believe what I believe. That's no.
I see. Okay.
No.
All right. Any final thoughts?
No, I think I'm good. Yeah.
How you feeling, Marvin?
I'm chilling. Yeah.
She's trying to get something out of you. What is it, Marvin?
Honestly, I'm blanking. I don't have.
I'm saying you okay?
Yeah, I'm chill.
Okay.
I'm good.
What,
I'm
Alexis? Alexis, because you got us both
unless
stumped.
you have something.
What is it?
I mean,
No, I was just checking. I'm just checking to make sure, like, see, that's the nurture in me. This is a prime example. I'm working on that.
Okay.
That's not a bad thing. That's not a bad thing.
She had
It
me
can
thinking
be.
something was actually wrong.
She had me thinking, I was like,
what's
is there something
the
wrong?
I'm just making sure he was okay. Like, I didn't want to, like, just make that the whole thing, if you will.
No, I know.
Okay.
I know you're not trying to. I guess it was a lack for a better word, right? That you use the word broken. I know what you mean by that. It's different walks of life.
Yeah.
So that's how I see it. I don't see it as me trying to find this faith in the same way. I just think that the way that I apply certain principles in my life is just a little bit different than yours, and that's just not led by a specific God per se,
And just to kind of add on to that, like, I think it was our very first date. And considering my choice, that was one of the first things he asked me, like, do you believe that a man can lead without God? And it threw me a loop a little bit. Like, I really thought, like, I don't even want to say thoughts. It's not, no. I dwelled on that for about a week. And it was like, it wasn't to make, you feel away or anything like that. But it was just like, okay, that was enough for me to know where he is and where he needs to go. You know what I'm saying? So it was like,
Do you believe that a man can lead without God? Simple answer, no. When you think of leaders, one thing people don't ever think about is there has to be something that you have in your mind that is what you're leading towards. It's the goal of the objective of it all. That's what leadership is. Leaders are just people who are more boldly ready to go towards their goal, but also have no problem picking people up or bringing people along towards their goal. And the reason why God set it up that man is the head of the household is because, like we said, it's God at the top man is second, the wife is third, children is fourth, everything else is underneath that. And that's the structure of order, because God is a God of order. Mm-hmm. That's why if you notice, the devil wants, his whole argument is free will. Chaos, free will,
discord.
He doesn't want to be bound or limited or restricted. That's why they call him the light bearer. He's bringing light. He's bringing freedom. But God instructs you in order, because without order, you have chaos. So for a man who does not have God at the head of his life, whether he realizes it or not, something has filled in the place of God. Mm-hmm. And because he's not seeking the Father, he's seeking something else, whether he wants to admit it or not. He may be seeking for confirmation from other people. He may be striving to be an example like somebody else. He may be striving to achieve something that he's seen somebody else do. And he has thus made whatever he's pursuing his God.
Yeah, their idols, worships and stuff.
So at the end of the day, my answer is no. A man cannot lead without God, because something is going to become your God if you allow it to take the place of God. But
those are for those who believe.
For those who believe.
We can't speak for those that don't believe.
Right. So again, I'm not the law. So if you guys disagree with me, that's perfectly fine. Just be adults about it. That's all.
You know what I'm saying? Think of it from this perspective. Like if I'm praying and staying in my prayer bag and trying to uplift you and things like that, like when you may be in your darkest moment, mm-hmm. I'm going to God. So it's like if that moment happens where I may not be able to pray for you and keep you up, like, can you do that for me? So it was like, okay, if you believe that, that you can lead without God, like how could that possibly be possible? Mm-hmm. And that was where the kind of decision was kind of made from there.
I can see that. Okay.
I respect it.
All right.
I respect it. Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you guys were able to come to a mutual agreement.
Of course.
And, I can tell that you guys are still very good vibes.
Yeah.
All good here.
It was always good.
Yeah. No beef. We're not doing that. That's
nice.
Just
it's going to work out.
Okay. So anything that we should be on the lookout from either one of you? Any upcoming projects or, just anything?
You want to start off first?
Sure. So I actually do have a digital course coming out for image consulting. So for the people that don't necessarily want to do a one-on-one, they can just go on these videos and they can basically get the same thing just in a more condensed version. They can go at their own pace. So,
cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Got that going on.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
And Alexis, what about for yourself?
So I do music. I rap.
Oh.
Okay. Just do it. But no, so my rap name is Alexis Do It. But I did share some with Marvin. I think it kind of shocked him a little bit, but he was receptive to me after he heard it too, so it was kind of cool.
All right.
But yes, so definitely more music to come eventually. So stay tuned for that. But trips, love traveling the world. Got a couple coming up.
Love it.
So stay tuned for that too.
Okay. Well, thank you both for coming on. It was definitely a pleasure.
This is a good episode.
With y'all and hearing how everything is going with you. So I wish you both the best in everything and all that you do.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. Same to you as well.
And thank you everyone for tuning in. We'll catch y'all next time.
I like their...
I just hold him on this picture.
Yeah.
I hold him twice.
There you go.
Okay.
No,
I'm sorry. Okay.
I think they're gonna have a overall good friendship if they don't have like an intimate relationship. Mm-hmm. I do like the fact that they respect each other's decisions on both ends. I think a lot of times when you have people that you have somebody that's like religious and then you have somebody that's kind of like skeptical of the concept of religion and all that kind of stuff, and they're going on their own journey. Some people aren't very receptive to the person that's religious. Mm-hmm. Like a lot of times in our case, we always have people that try to
convince us that there is no God.
And tear it down. And I don't understand how people can do that. Like
it's because there's a lot of things in this world that can be deceptive, and there's a lot of things in this world that the devil's whole his whole thing is not even to attack us. His objective is not attacking us. His objective is to get at God. Mm-hmm. And the only way that he wants to hurt God as much as he can is to attack the thing that God loves. That's why he had us attack his son and put his son on the cross. He had us rebel against him. He had us say that he doesn't exist. He had us do that. And because at the end of the day, God calls himself the Father and that we are his adopted children. He are his children, his creation. Well, what is the one thing you can do to a parent that will hurt them the most is take away the love that the children have for the parent.
Right. I'm saying, no, I understand that. I'm saying how people can be open. Somebody that's religious can be open to somebody that's not religious and hear their side out and want to learn more, pick their brains and all that kind of stuff. And I'm saying in our case, a lot of times it was us being open and willing to listen and the opposite side just coming in, guns blazing, just being crazy and disrespectful.
It's because we live in an age now that everybody wants to present their beliefs, but they don't want to hear other people's beliefs.
Yeah.
And for us as believers, we have to be more tolerant because our objective is to win them over with love and grace.
Yeah.
So we have to demonstrate things that
they're not used to seeing.
Exactly.
Okay.
And if we come at them guns blazing, no, you're wrong, then guess what? A fist and a fist is just gonna collide.
Yeah.
But a fist and a palm can catch the fist.
Yeah.
And a palm catching the fist doesn't hurt.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
We have to turn the other cheek. We have to be that example of you don't have to be this way.
Yeah.
So, but at the end of the day, you guys let us know how you guys feel. Thank you guys for tuning in. Shout out to everybody. Merch, working on it. Join the Discord. All right, y'all. Peace.